an AllPro. What does that mean to you to be named an AllPro, which is largely the most important thing?
Yeah, that's kind of what I've learned. Is that's kind of the when that comes out, that kind of is the true ranking of where people are at, and to be named the number one right guard is it's incredible. I have set out on these types of lofty goals, kind of going all the way back to rookie year. Some days not completely convinced myself if that is a attainable goal. So on an individual perspective, I'm proud of myself. These things don't happen by accident. This is, hard work works, and I've had a really good season, and I'm, kind of looking to just keep getting better.
When you talk about, and you're open about setting these sorts of goals for yourself, so then when you learn that you haven't attained it, how do you process it? Is it by yourself? Do you talk to your people? How do you handle that?
Yeah, so like I was kind of saying in another interview, fortunately, I don't have a lot of time to really think about it because we're getting ready to get on a flight today to go to Buffalo. I celebrated last night, had a milkshake, a cheeseburger, and then it's on to the next thing. It's an honor, and I think, when you look at this team, we have a ton of talent that is also up there. Being able to play with, a great right tackle and a great center like Luke, that also allows me to play at my best. And so I want to make sure I give my shout out to the rest of the guys on the O-line because I can firmly say that I think we were the best offensive line in football this year. And I think we played really well together in all phases. And I don't think it's possible for me to be first team without them being, as great of players as they've been as well.
Quinn, when you signed the contract this past summer, you talked about the organization having faith in you, finding you from that didn't play your last year, football, finding a way to get you here. Then having the success that you did this season, does it feel better that you're rewarding that faith in a way that they put you?
Yeah, I think there's been a handful of people that have been believers, and this organization has been a part of that team of believers from the beginning, and to continuously have that support and to have my back, whether it be different head coaches, different offensive line coaches, different ownership, all this stuff that's been kind of inconsistent in the organization. I've still had support throughout all of it, and I can't thank them enough. Yeah, I think my draft class and us around kind of have a little swag to us because we've been through some things, and we've kind of talked from the beginning of wanting to kind of turn this thing around and to, see the turning around process, with, Coop and Javonte and Pat, just to name a handful of them, for us to get contracts together, most of us, and to be here, see through it, grind through it, be through the, go through the hard times, go through the fun times, and all that stuff has been great, and I'm proud of our group and our draft class.
Bo, earlier this week, talked a lot about your camaraderie, closeness, really getting back to OTAs, how close you guys have been to tune out the outside things. How important is that to getting you guys to where you're at here on Sunday?
100%, especially going on the road. That's the biggest thing when you're going on the road, and I think being able to have each other's back, when things are, going right on offense, maybe wrong on defense, and vice versa. It's a total team effort, and when we're all working together, we've been capable of doing great things.
So early in the season, you acknowledged or sort of said maybe being named captain, the contract and all that. That was a pressure that you hadn't dealt with before. You maybe didn't like the way you handled it the first couple of games. How did you get past that and settle in, and then obviously finish with your best season so far?
It really just kind of took time, and having personal conversations, not only with like Coach Streif or Coach King or with Mike or with Ben or with Garrett, also having conversations with people, other people in my circle, my dad, my wife, and having those types of conversations and hearing their kind of thoughts and opinions on how I should move forward and kind of release some of that pressure from myself. I think it just, as the week and as the season and as more time of me being in those roles as one of the top paid and the captain and whatever, and dealing with that stress, it just took time. And, you know, I work with a mental performance coach. He helped me kind of put those things in boxes and to think about them differently. It was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be, and it definitely did affect my play early in the season, but I'm proud of myself for how I handled that moving forward after those, you know, kind of first couple weeks.
Last one.
Quinn, Zach said that getting to go against you guys as a line in training camp really helped prepare them for the regular season to start hot. When did you get a sense that this defensive front, which turned the best in football, would have that kind of ability?
First day of pads. I mean, DJ is like almost impossible to move in the run game. JFM has a great pass rush. Zach Allen, I mean, the way he can time up the snap, like he was just making us frustrated every single day. He's got a great pass rush as well. I mean, you got Coop and like there's so many like layers to our defense that made training camp, you know, difficult every single day. And that like when we're you know, strapping up our pads and stuff, it's like, all right, this is going to be a long 2.5 hours during team today. You know, that it was a grind for both of us. So it's a lot of fun being able to compete against some of those players because it only brings your best out, and you know, I feel like we did the same thing for them.